Broadcasting Network. You are listening to your source for trusted intel and news. You're listening to Live with DC. You are listening to your source for trusted intel and news. You're listening to Live with DC.
Hey there, it's your favorite president. You need to be listening to my friend DC. He's a trusted source and won't lead you astray.
Thank you for listening to You Host DC, your trusted source for intel and news.
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, everybody. Let everybody climb in here on Rumble and YouTube, and also on the EIOBN network. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And we got a lot of stuff. I don't know if we can get it all done today. What we don't get done, we'll do it another time. But anyways, thank you so much for tuning in today. All of our new listeners, new supporters. Thank you so much. Hello from Centerville, Virginia, Oklahoma. Good to see you here also. We appreciate what you're doing. Great show last night with Brad. Yeah, it was a great show with Brad last night. I always look forward to those times of being able to share with him, and his the people that listen to him and support him, and he's always been good to me. So that's a good thing. But let me see who else. Alabama in the house. Awesome. Good deal. All right. Pennsylvania. All right. Good deal. And we're coming in from everywhere. Also, I want to ask you a favor. If you get a chance, we're trying to grow what we're doing here. A lot of people hasn't even known that we've existed for a good little while. And that's been kind of a little bit on purpose so we can get our stuff actually organized. I actually had talked to Brad, told him what I was going to do last year. Hello, Louisiana. Good to see you in there. And yes, Pam, he is. And so kind of told him my dream at first. It's what it was. It was just on paper. And he was like, okay. Cody Tassin, Livingston, Louisiana. Awesome. Livingston Parish, man. I've been out there several times. Actually, a friend of mine out there, John Schneider, actually has his studio stuff out there, which is great. I've been out there multiple times. I was actually out there before the house burnt down out there, and his mom's house and all that good stuff. So, but yeah, it's small world. Let's see here. Who else we got in house? Windsor. Okay. Mill Creek, Washington. Wow. Good deal. Kansas City in here. We got everybody from everywhere. So my favor is this, guys. If you're on social media, most of you are, because that's how you are here now. Repost our videos. And also, if you don't mind, even on your Facebook, whatever, just click on there. Just go type in the EIOBN.com. Enter and just say, hey, go check out DC. He's got multiple ways of viewing and listening. We're working on some more other platforms to go on, but right now we're just trying to get everything organized here. And we did get a new camera in by the help of somebody else that helped us donate. And that's the thing, is we are 100% patriot driven, MAGA driven station here. We're not governed by the FCC. because we own the rights to everything, which means nobody can come in and say, hey, you are not allowed to say that. The only way they can do that is through these social media deals, but through our radio station, they can't do it. We do have, if you go on there, all the links are on there for our social media. Also, there is a place on there. If you have Android, you can click on there. It says Android app, click on that. We're still waiting for the Apple. They have just been dragging their feet and trying to do what we are asking them to do, and they can do it. It's just, we're not being complicated, but we want to be safe. And so hopefully, I keep saying this every week, but hopefully we'll get that done very, very soon. So you'll actually be able to have an app on your phone, either Android or iOS. You can have the app will be on your watch or whatever. That way, if you're at work and you want to listen, but you don't want to disturb everybody, you can flick it on and turn it down. Do the same thing on your phone now with the EIOBN network. There's a place to listen there. Also, there's a place to support us. We greatly appreciate any support we can get because it's how we fund what we're doing here. No one's taking a salary. This is all just because we're trying to get the MAGA message out and to make America great, plus also bring live news and intel to America. So for those of you that are first time, thank you so much for tuning in. And I can see the numbers on our radio going up, so that's great too. Lots of listeners today. So with that being going, so we're going to first start out with, man, there are so crazy things going on. I'm not sure if you've already seen, but I'm just now seeing here, it says breaking news, but there are five people that have been charged now with the death of Matthew Perry, which that's, when that happened with him, that smelt like a rat. There was some just crazy stuff there, which is absolutely crazy. So just found out how many Centerville, Indiana, awesome. Brad Barton follower too. Good deal. North Carolina. Let me turn my phone off. Andrews, Texas. Good to see you. Kentucky. Good deal. Thank you for sharing my videos. Yeah, we got everybody in here, man. This is good. This is great. So, anyways, so getting started here today. Hopefully I won't go now. Tuesday, I think we went a little longer than what we normally do, but man, there was so much. But I guess right now with the major thing is the election right now. We talked last night about some different intel on Brad's program, and you will hear. And here's the thing: what you're going to hear here on this show is not filtered. I don't have a filter on what I can say and what I can't say. So the things that you do hear on the show sometimes are hard to swallow just because they're so brutal. And for those of you that are new, you can go back and watch the videos. I did a video I don't know, some of you may know which one, but I went back this last week and was reading a transcript of what was being done to some of the children. Actually, a literal transcript of what was taking place on a video. And I had so many people that reached out to me and says, I love your show, love listening, but that was so hard for me to take. And good, because America needs a good dose of reality. We've lived in a shell for so long that we are trained to not believe. That's the problem. Hey, Jericho. East Texas in the house. Brandon, Florida. Hurst, Texas. Good deal. Yeah. So it's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. And we want, the one thing I hear all the time is, I'm sick and tired of this, everybody telling us that we can't handle the truth. We can't handle the truth. And part of that is real, part of that is right, and part of that is wrong. And what I mean by that is this, is that you've got part of reality that needs to be told, but you can't just dump everything on everybody, on the American people. You can't do it. If you did that, people have nervous breakdowns, and I'm not joking. Even President Trump, when he was releasing all the different things, when he was in the office, he was going to release the JFK files. Remember that? And he was strongly urged not to. And his statement, Trump's statement was, I cannot release it because I can't hardly handle what I've seen and who's involved, and I'm not sure the American people can. So you have to take everything a little at a time. It's like a baby. You know what I'm saying? A baby's born, you don't just cram a steak in its throat. You don't just give it a cheeseburger and say, hey, try to eat. No, you feed it. You get it up to the point that it's able to start digesting other things. That's what we're doing here on this program, giving you little bits and pieces of things to get you further on in understanding how nasty things have been, how raw things have been, how the government actually has been working, who's actually been working in the government that hasn't had our best interests at heart. That's the other thing. So I'm going to start out with this. Of course, with this race, we've discussed it over and over and over. And those of you that know, I always say I'm going to be guilty of slicing and dicing on the Democratic Party and also up on Kamala Harris. I'm just going to. If you don't like that, so sorry. But my platform, my ways. And, she always, I don't understand why her people ain't telling her, listen, stop with the black-white crap. Stop it. Because she's pushing the card so hard. And as an American, I am sick and tired of having the race card thrown in my face. I'm sick of it. And now when it comes to an election, she does not have a platform to stand on. She's a plagiarizer. She's plagiarized Trump stuff, saying about the tax, no tax in the tips and all that stuff. She has no plan. The only thing she has is an agenda to use race to get in the White House. And she has had 3.5 years to do what she supposedly says she's going to do, which I have yet to hear a legitimate platform of what she's going to do. Because if we go off of her past, all she's done is hoard around, and then also on top of that has been very proud of putting black people away in jail. And that's fact. That's a fact. Her agenda has been to always just nail people. And I played it yesterday. A preacher, he was saying, if you were a black brother and you knew you was going before Kamala Harris, you knew you was going to prison. Didn't matter if it was small crime, big crime, and crime is wrong. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. People deserve time. People deserve, I get it. But they knew because she enjoyed putting people in jail. She even said it just takes the swipe of a pen to put somebody in prison, and they lose everything and they're financially broke. And she took pride in that. So understand this. We are Americans. We all bleed red, right? We all bleed red. And you are an American. Okay? You're an American. You're not white. You're not black. You're not yellow. You're not brown. You are an American. So it's time for you, America, to start acting like it. Start acting like an American. That's why I said, if I see someone burning a flag, I'm going to whip their butt for them. I'm going to get the flag, take it from them, and then if they continue on, we're going to have a serious problem out there. People that stand out there and piss on the flag. So have no respect. And these are people in America, born and raised here, that have never had their butt spanked by their parents, have always been given the participation trophy because they deserve it, because they're different. No, they're lazy. They're lazy. And, we're no longer white, black, yellow, brown. Why is it that people will cry, equal rights, equal rights, equal rights. But then when it comes to them really wanting something, they go, oh, I'm black. Oh, I'm white. Oh, I'm Hispanic. Oh, I'm Chinese. Seriously. Since when did America, its flag, change its colors to white, black, yellow, brown? It hasn't. It's red, white, and blue. The stripes are there for certain reasons, and the stars are there for certain reasons. The fringes around them are there for certain reasons. We know that. One day we'll go over all that. But we are Americans, and it's time to start acting like an American. And what that means is this: don't be afraid of who you're voting for. Don't be afraid to speak up and tell the truth. Even if your family continually says you're crazy, you're a nutcase, I don't believe anything you're saying, all that stuff is conspiracy theorists. Whatever. Shake the dust off your feet from those people. Stop trying to convince people of who's right and who's wrong. Present facts and leave it alone. It's up for other people. I'll get to that in a second. Hey, you. Some people just, it's easy for them to just to bow out. And I get that because family, Lord have mercy. When it came to COVID, so many families were ripped apart. So many families. Every single day during COVID, I had people tell me every day, you better get that jab. You better get it. You better get, you're going to die. You're going to be in the hospital. You're going to be gasping for air. And I won't even come and see you. And every person that I personally know, let me rephrase that. Everyone within my family, except for me, was in the hospital. And they all had the jab and even had boosters. But oh, don't you dare say nothing to me about that because, you know, I've got a video I'll show someday, but it's a video of Fauci talking. And this is right when COVID was starting to come out. He's saying the vaccine, it's 100% effective. If you take it, you won't get it. You won't be hospitalized, blah, blah, blah. Same. Oh my gosh. Same with some of these other ones saying that. And then in 2024, months ago, when he was being dealt with, he says, well, it's not 100% effective, you know, so therefore you're going to have to take a booster each year. And depending upon what sickness, he's a liar. He's a liar. He killed my dad. Him and a bunch of dirty doctors. And I will forever be scarred. Matter of fact, when that happened with my dad, I'll give you a little instance. When it happened with my dad, it was so traumatic for our family. But for me, someone that could do something, I raised so much hell over it that the hospital almost banned me from coming to see my dad. And not only that, I raised so much hell that I had people threatening me. And I was just like, bring it on, big dog, bring it on. Because they wanted me to follow along with the sheep. And I'm sorry. A long time ago, I made a decision. I'm not going to follow the flocks over the cliff. I'm going to be a lion and stand on the mountain and dominate and look over and watch and try my best to save and help people. But I'm not going to go over the cliff with everybody else. So thank you, Marilyn. And it's not. And one day I'll spend one show just on everything that happened. And I'm telling you, it's going to it'll blow you all away. It will blow you away. Boosters are being in the new pandemic. Yeah. And I figure they'll try to push a new pandemic pretty soon. Like I saw this morning that the monkeypox was really bad. You know, you want to know how these goofy viruses like that get in our country? Partly, sometimes I think that they're purposely released. And on the other side, we actually let these illegals in that aren't vetted, they don't go through no medical thing. They don't do none of that stuff. They don't see if they have diseases. They just cross over. And these people are sick. They're sick. DC, why are the concerts all over being canceled now? Well, there's a lot of intel there's a lot of plots. And there's a lot of plots. We saw the one not too long ago with Taylor Swift. And what the news doesn't tell you on that, let me just say this. The news says there was a plot to do something. That's it. He was possibly was going to be, have some, what do you call it? A car bomb or something out there and all that. That's not the truth. Here's the truth. The truth is this. Somebody had paid hundreds of people that are known terrorists. And this is what the news don't tell you. They are known terrorists. And this one terror guy had planned on doing a bomb. But his plan wasn't to do just a bomb. His plan was to somehow get in a vehicle into that arena wherever she was at and blow that thing up in that arena. And not only that, his other terrorist friends, we're talking like 300 to 500, were all going to pull out weapons that were already planted there in the stadium where she was at. And they were machetes, and they were going to start killing people. That's what we're up against, guys. and here's the American way. If you can't respect my life and you want to come and try to take it, I definitely am not going to respect yours. And what you thought you was going to do to me, I'm going to do to you about 100 times worse. I saw we've all seen it, the military general that said, it's been a good while back, and he said, if you send your kids over here and you pick a war with us, you pick a war with the United States, you're going to have to raise your grandchildren because your children that you've sent are going to die. And that's, believe it or not, that's the American way. The American way isn't violence, but the American way is not putting up with violence, not putting up with that nonsense. And it's almost, these days, it's almost ridiculous to call the police department because they've hired a bunch of pussies. And these guys are young, dumb, and want to sit in their car, walk through the malls, act like they're big and bad, but then when they go on a traffic stop, they have to have 30 cops come back them up because they're scared poopless. We need men in America again. Strong men. We need American men. We don't need those that are wavered to. I don't want someone coming to protect me that's been on video games all their life. I want someone that's actually went out as a kid, rode their bike, experienced some hurt in life, experienced some things. Because I want someone that realizes the value of life. Realizes that. And we as America have to do that. Taylor Swift is satanic. Absolutely. Absolutely. Her latest, the one concert she did, she has the big old snake coming out. I'm telling you what, it all is just ridiculous how they act. And everybody pray, oh my gosh, I love that song. I don't care if you do or not. She's a witch. And not only her, I told you I'd be exposing it in a little time. But we have religious leaders that are openly supporting things they shouldn't be. You got two, and everybody, I know my Christian friends will go berserk. Because you got two. You got Joyce Myers and you got Steve Furtick. You got those two giving you the skull and crossbones sign and also the Masonic sign, the Illuminati sign. It's no accident, guys. It's no accident. If you don't think the enemy is smart enough to infiltrate the church, He is. And like I said before, you wait till Revelation. And if you don't believe in end times, that's great. I do. But if you wait till Revelation takes place and the and the mark of the beast is coming in, and if you listen, if last night, we do a replay every night, just so you know, those of you like science fiction or, conspiracy stuff, we are actually every night at midnight. I know it's late, but some of you are up. We actually play we re-air all the Art Bell programs. And last night it just happened to be up on End Times and Revelation. But I believe the church will be the one that infiltrates that mark of the beast. Are they going to be the one that come up with it? No. But they're going to be the ones, they're the same ones that have taken the back seat to President Trump being shot. They're the same ones that have taken the back seat when it comes to abortion. They're the same ones that have taken the back seat when it comes to same-sex marriage. If you want to do that stuff, that's your deal. But our religious leaders need to be upholding what they should be. Okay? They don't need to be upholding things that they just think is popular because some guy in Charlotte is doing it. No. We need religious leaders that really read, research, and have the nerve to get up and say something. I played it a couple of weeks ago, about a week ago, of Donnie Swaggart. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of all that stuff, but what he said was great. Right after Trump was shot, he got up and says, as a church leader, we must condemn these actions. Must. And how can you not respect that? You have to respect that. I mean, the dude gets up and he tells everybody that's listening, I don't care what you think, but what happened to Trump is wrong. And you tell me how many other religious leaders did that. There's a few, but there ain't a lot. You want me to tell you why? Because it's bad for business. It's bad for attendance. It's bad for offerings. It's bad. So if it's bad, if it's not going to, now I understand, okay? I know pastors like, oh, it's got to bring glory to God. I get that. But at some point, everything that happened in the Bible was not about giving glory to God. People were killed. Come on. The disciples, look at all the disciples. They followed Jesus and look how they died. So many different things. We have to be the heart of America. And I will say this, if your religious leader is afraid to do that, I wouldn't confront them. I would not be hostile, but I would question, hey man, I'm starting to question your ways. Because this is crazy. And you'll get some that are not pastors, but they're dictators and say, oh, but you never question the man of God. You better question him. You better question what they're doing because they're taking your money. And some of these larger churches that we're about to expose that have been part of this sex trafficking, people think they're giving to Guatemala orphanages or giving to this and giving to that. And a lot of that money, it's going in for sex trafficking. That's a fact. Anyway, that was my rant for the day. Yeah, absolutely. Real Christian leaders. And we need those. And like I said, it's not that I support everything that he does. But anyway, so we'll move it on here. So gymnast Simone Biles, everybody remember her, the little chick that's from the Olympics. New statement says she has made a formal announcement of a donation of $4 million to the Harris Waltz campaign. Well, she just flushed that down the toilet with a big turd. Wow. $4 million out the window for no big deal. But anyway, she gave $4 million donation to the Harris Waltz campaign. According to the source, and even at Sports Illustrated, the sum of $4 million represents $1 million for each of the 4 medals that she won at the Olympics in Paris. That is so sweet. That is just so sweet. Man. Wow. What a great, great athlete. No. Here's the thing. You got Kamala pulling on the black-white deal, the Hispanic, all that stuff. Like I said, she and Joe Biden's been Hispanic, white, African-American, Mexican, Chinese. He's been all these. He's been Italian. He's everything to all people, right? He's everything to all men. He's everything. No, he's a nutcase. And so is Kamala Harris. She's a basket case. Cackling Kamala. All she does, she can never open up her mouth and say anything that's worth listening to. She rambles about nothing. Nothing. It's unbelievable how people think she's a brilliant person. I would rather sit down and talk to my dog's butt and get more response out of that than listen to her. And that's the real deal. Yeah. But the good news is this: Trump is leading nationally. The polls defeats Harris on majority of key issues. With less than 3 months until President Trump actually, he's going to become president pretty soon. But before him and Kamala, with less than 3 months, they're going to do this. I guess it's a debate. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what she's going to do. It's crazy. But the new election data shows that Trump is kicking her tail. Although CNN and these other places are going to say, "Oh, he's already done." Yeah, Simone had a boot on. Y'all go figure that one out. Joel Osteen is a bad one too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Everything that smiles at you and says, now I'm not anti-God, okay? I go to church. I'm very active, very active. But you got sheep, and then you got wolves in sheep clothing, and you just got to be careful. But in July, it says Harris trailed Trump by 48 to 49%. Let me just tell you something. When they do these polls, these things the numbers are inflated. Okay, they're inflated, and it's really inflated when it comes to Kamala. It's called the It's called the participation trophy because she's participating. We're gonna make her feel good. You get rid of the 501c3 for all churches. They are all tax exempt. Most of them are. I will tell you this: my church that I go to, we don't operate off that 501c3, and we don't go in there and ask for people for donations like that. And when it comes to taxes, we do what we're supposed to do. Every year it's turned in, but that's soon to change when Trump gets in. So anyway, regardless of what you might vote, which I'm hoping everybody's going to vote for Trump, which I am. On the economy, when they polled people on the economy, Harris was 46%, and Trump was 59. That's crazy. Border security, yeah. Harris was 39%. Trump was 58%. Immigration, Harris 42%. Trump 56%. And like yesterday, I showed you that the news won't tell you the truth. When they did the interview with Trump, and I played it yesterday. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and listen to yesterday, where Trump is doing an interview, and the reporter, this is the kind of news they want to give you. The reporter is, I just want good journalism. That's what I want. I'm sick and tired of them always trying to trap and trip up and catch them on the words. But this girl comes out and just nosedives her career by this one question and statement. She says to Trump, "Don't you think the American people feel like you've lied? Because you said you were going to put the wall up, and the border wall up with concrete, and now you decided that you were going to do it with steel." Do you really Are you serious? What kind of journalism is that? Oh, I forgot. That's the participation trophy one. And in such a dumb question, you nosedive your career. Nobody wants you because you ain't gotten. I mean, and Trump hands you your career on a silver platter back to you, which is a couple things. And on the, I got this whole bar in here. I just want you to hear this real quick here. The people to trust that will do a better job on the issues. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump here. Border security is going to be Donald Trump. Immigration, Donald Trump. Foreign policy, Donald Trump. Economy, Donald Trump. Crime, Donald Trump. Guns, Donald Trump. Unity in the country, Donald Trump. They feel like Kamala is only at like 44%, and Trump is 55% there. Abortion, Trump. Climate change, Trump, which I'm not a big climate changer. But these interactive polls show that Kamala is just behind. And let me predict something to you. You're going to see the biggest crap show after this debate. I do have some intel. I will tell you this. Now, for those of you that like to pinpoint, go, oh, well, he said this. Hey, listen to what I'm saying. I have some intel that came in today. And it is possible, it is very possible, very, very possible, that within the next 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even quicker than that, I'm not sure, that Trump may replace JD. And that's the innards of the Trump team that I heard that from. I said last night, I didn't know much about him. Had to research some of it and listen to him. Okay, whatever. I still have never got a good vibe off his wife. Doesn't mean they're not good people. Doesn't mean just means trust your gut, folks. Trust your gut. Trust it. Let's see here. Can you elaborate more about the Brunson case? Actually, I will here in a few minutes. I actually, I was going to do the Brunson case today. Tracy, I was going to do that, and I had so much other stuff because I have like 60 or 70 documents to go through because I have all the court documents now. I have them like with me right now. So I want to be accurate about what I say. I don't want to throw something out there and have to redact it, and then people be all over social media saying, "Oh, he lied." I'm not doing that. Let's see here. Let me go through your. Give me a second here, guys. I'm gonna go through your. Waltz is Kamala, Jezebel, unit. Yeah, pretty much. Trump all the way. MAGA. Abs right. Absolutely. Vance was always a placeholder. I don't know if he was always. I do know that Trump picked him because of his son being friends with him. But just because someone is a business associate does not mean that they are great for the country to run. Does not mean that. And Trump is so much smarter. I think we're going to see a little bit of a shakeup within our party with this. If this happens and JD is replaced, don't listen to what the news is going to say. Because what they're going to say is, oh, Trump's in panic. They're all in panic now. They're in panic mode. And because they're in panic mode, yep, they're going down. They're going down. And then everybody freaks out. Oh my God, we're going down. And we're not going down. The news lies. The news lies. Get back to being a real American. Learn how things work. And what was crazy is I heard that, okay? I heard that, and I was like, wow, okay. And I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk about it today. I think you guys need to know these steps coming forward. And then what was crazy is this. I don't really follow this lady at all. I don't follow her that much. Some of you may. Julie Brown. Not the downtown Julie Brown. from MTV. Man, I miss those days. But and one of the things that she had said was that the Lord told her drastic measures will be taken to secure this next election. Also, there could be a replacement within the Republican Party as the VP, which just kind of like kicked me back a little bit. I was like, oh, okay. So when she says drastic measures will be taken to secure this next election, I have already told you all numerous times that the military has been involved. And if it comes down to a bunch of shenanigans going down, if the Brunson case doesn't change things, we go to vote and we're going to have a bunch of crap, go vote. Watch your ballot. If you take the paper and you go put it in the thing and you do your digital stuff and you print it off, don't let anybody write on it. Don't let anybody make marks on it, because then it's disqualified. Don't do that. But the military will be making sure that things are done right. And if things are done wrong, do not, hear me everybody, do not engage and get involved with what will take place. Do not do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. Yeah, Julie Green, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Julie Brown. Sorry, guys. I got so many things going on. I had somebody last night and he said, do you ever rest? Like, well, I try to. And it was like 2 a.m. I'm still just doing all kinds of things. Because I'm always getting intel and I'm always looking at things, and just, it is what I do. But anyway, so don't get involved in that. Go vote. Be happy about it. Be positive about it. Understand Trump is our president. Okay? The other thing you need to listen to me about, those of you that are in the Chicago area or whatever, you know, the DNC is about to happen. That's going to be another crap show. And whatever happens out there, now I know they're expecting a lot of protesters, supposedly Trump protesters, and I really wish they wouldn't do that. I'm glad that people want to protest and they're allowed to. I get it. That's their right. We won't take that away. But you got to use wisdom. Can't just jump up. Hey, I'm going to tell these people what to do. You ain't making a change. You're not making a change by screaming in people's faces that Kamala's trash. We all know that. Her history speaks for itself. A lot of people are saying, we're going to go to Chicago and turn Chicago red. We need to switch this thing up. You need to keep your butt at home. If you're going to be a part of it, watch it on TV. Because they're going to lie anyway. But the thing is this. They are looking for a reason to say there's civil unrest. And I want you to listen to me, guys. They really want that to happen. And if they can get that to happen, then they can change some things, and they can, while they're supposedly in office right now. And when you go to crash this party, crash it with your vote. Don't crash it by going out there and spending money on a hotel or driving and walking. And you're still gonna have people go out there. I get that. I'm trying to save you some grief here. The last thing you want is to be in something that takes place and them say, oh, look at them Republicans. Look what they did. They started another January 6th out here in Chicago. And Chicago is a different breed. Tons of violence there. Tons of stuff. It's almost like being in a third world country sometimes. And it's called, the whole thing is called Crash the Party. And I think it's a trap. I do. I think it's a trap. Just look at January 6th. Absolutely. And those guys are going to get out of jail. I don't care what anybody says. They're going to get out because all that with the Supreme Court and everything that happened a week or two ago, they cannot keep them there. They got to go. And when they get out, there's going to be a lot of lawsuits, and I don't blame them. But this crash the party, whatever they're doing, to me it looks like a trap. And if it looks like a trap, smells like a trap, seems like a trap, guess what, guys? It is a trap. It's a trap. They're handing out all these little sign things and different things. Come show your support. We saw it with January 6th. We saw the insiders, okay? FBI, these cats, posing as regular people, just patriots, and then luring them and saying, oh, well, let's go in here, let's go in here, let's go in here. And luring people to go do it and then bow out and go, oh, look what they've done. They've caused an insurrection. Just because it's holding up a sign that says Trump, 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 you better beware of who's next to you, that they're a true Trumper. That's why I say, when it comes to this Democratic thing, I would not go. I would not go. We don't need more issues before the election. And we don't need more things going down. Oh, the Republicans did this. They started another January 6th in Chicago. And just so you know, Republicans don't go burn buildings down. Republicans don't go steal electronics. Republicans don't go crash the doors of the Dollar General and steal whatever, for God's sakes. The Dollar General, give me a break. I mean, God. They don't go turn cars over in the streets and set them on fire. Republicans don't do that. When Republicans get pissed, we vote different people in, or we change law, and we do things like that. We do it like it's supposed to be done. But the Democrats, when they get their diaper messed up, because their diaper is America, and they expect America to always change their diaper whenever they crap on themselves. Okay? And what it is we're done changing the Democrats' diaper. We're done. We're sick of it. We're done with it. And they're mad over it. But they're the ones that would go out and hold a Trump flag or set a car on fire and throw a Trump flag on the ground. And everybody, oh, look. And the news, the biggest liar of all time, will look at that and film and go, oh, it was a Trumper that did this. That's what I'm saying. We don't need that to happen prior to the election. We need to keep our nose clean, do what's right. You don't have to take the back burner on everything, but you have to choose wisely. Do you want to walk into a giant rat trap and be caught? No, you don't. Therefore, my suggestion is stay the heck away from Chicago during that time. Don't fall for it. They're just trying to recreate a J6. That's it. Just trying to recreate it. And you'll have some dumb people that will walk out there and still fall for it. Well, wish I was warned. That is so important that people know. That's why what I'm doing here with this station. That's why I had this dream to do this, to get a voice of the American people out there, to warn people, to educate people. Hey, you need to research. You really need to trust in this. Because you always hear people say, well, if I would have known, there's no reason why you can't know. I'm using my freedom of speech, and I'm covering my butt in a lot of ways, guys, and sticking my neck out there in a lot of ways, a ton of ways, just so I can relay some stuff. Just like I said last night with the whistleblowers. The whistleblowers got their butt handed to them for telling the truth. To the law. So that tells you that you can't trust everything. You have to be smart about it. My suggestion, if I say it again, do not go to Chicago and support in that party. It's not a crash the party. It's a we're setting you up again. Don't be part of it. You just cannot do it. You just can't do it. And I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it.
Is someone who supports us with a gift of $10 a month. And you will also receive a beautiful DC decal so you can post your support. And also, you will get email updates for Guardians only, plus special discounts on products and functions and conferences to come. Please click on the donate button on our eiobn.com website to support. Once again, on behalf of the Excellence in Online Broadcasting Network, thank you. You are listening to the Excellence in Online Broadcasting Network.
Hey, everybody, it's DC, and today I want to talk to you about Birch Gold Group. And we recently had some monumental news that no one else is actually talking about. And for the first time ever, the interest the U.S. pays on its debt surpassed every individual budget item except Social Security. And that's right. The U.S. Now spends more on interest than on national defense or even Medicare. And it's only getting worse as big government continues to spend recklessly. And that's why savvy Americans are turning turning to gold, and something not tied to the inflated dollar is what it is. And you too can help, can do this with the help of Birch Gold Group. And for over 20 years, Birch Gold Group has helped tens of thousands of Americans protect their retirement and savings by converting on IRA or the 401k into an IRA in gold. To learn more, go to birchgold.com/rumble, birchgold.com/rumble, and get a free, no obligation information kit on diversifying your retirement into a gold IRA. Birch Gold has earned a A+ rating with the BBB and thousands of happy customers. Protect your IRA or your 401k. If you want to do that, go to birchgold/rumble and get your free information kit on gold today. I wanted to say one thing here. On behalf of Rumble, I'm grateful for that, but I want to encourage you, the audience that's listening, to download the Rumble app. That way you get the notifications every time that we go live. And also when you do that, be sure you follow us, and it will help remind you, when we do go live. And also, the app is available everywhere for TV. It's available for TVs also. So make sure you download the Rumble app. Once you download it, you search for my channel, DC Intel. It'll pop up, and follow the channel directly on that app. This will make sure that you get a notification every time that we go live, and keeps you informed. And also, if you click on the link in the description or the pinned live chat to download the Rumble app, actually on your phone, also, it's free to do that. And if you prefer to watch us on a big screen, which is pretty cool, we are also available now on Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, Roku, LG, and Samsung TVs. All you need to do is just search for Rumble. Once you get that, download it, search for DC Live, and every time it'll be on your big screen. Sounds great, don't it? There's nothing like a good cup of coffee. 1775coffee.com. You need to check it out. And, it's time to say goodbye to Starbucks and say hello to Rumble's 1775 coffee. It's unlike other brands. This is a coffee that backs free speech and is unapologetic about it. Visit 1775coffee.com, and you can use the promo code STUDIO to get 15% off. And the coffee comes in medium and dark roast, and it also comes in peaberry, which is also similar to the Kana coffee. And in other words, its stuff is premium. It really is. Click on the link, go to 1775 Coffee and click on the link, and you can directly order from there and use the promo code STUDIO to get 15% off today. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. We have to pay some bills, and that's how we do it. Let's get back started here. Oh, man. Sorry, I had to get a drink of water there. I hate doing the commercials because you start losing people. And, I'd like to be to the place where we don't have to have these small sponsors that really don't do anything or pay anything. But anyway, it is what it is. If you do, for those of you that last night we was talking about Brad, this is just a side note, talking about Brad, I'm sorry. And we were talking about, someone had asked about their bank. Do I take my money out of the bank? What do I do? And I said, you can diversify, do silver, do gold. I will tell you this is, if anybody is interested, we actually have access to silver and gold. But just so you know, if you're interested in buying the 1 ounce bars, we actually have them here. You can get those through the EIOBN network. Those are $40 with it includes shipping and handling. Also, we actually have the small ones, which I carry these. Can't really tell a whole lot, but they're little small ones there. But anyway, these actually you can get these. These go in your pockets, and these are pure silver. And what happens is like if we get pushed to the point and you're having to buy, sell, and trade, and you don't have, say cash is no longer used, you can use these to pay. And these are $25 with shipping and handling. And so if you want those, go to our EIOBN.com website, go to donate, put in there what you're wanting, and pay for it, and we'll ship it out to you, or have it shipped out to you. Okay, so let me get back to this. So Kamala Harris, I'm going to play this real quick here. This pastor, I'm glad these guys are speaking out. I'm going to say that. And this pastor, he spoke out about Kamala Harris, and he's black. Okay, I hate saying that. You know what I'm saying? That I hate that. I have to say, well, he's black. He's this. Because if you don't, people get their panties in a wad and get all bent out of shape over it. And so, anyways, he is a pastor.
When Obama put the colors on the White House, acknowledging this nation honors LGBTQ, I saw black folk and black preachers compromise. We got to accept it because our black president goes along with it. I don't care what president, what color he is. If you ain't in line with God, I can't stand with you. And that's what's causing y'all. Yeah, I'm preaching up in here. You're getting off with God because you're trying to stand with black. I can't vote for a party that is for all kind of sexual perversions. I can't do it.
And I won't do it. So, and he's not the only one. We played one the other day. You have good people speaking out. It's the people that have been overlooked, the true Americans. Right now, of course, Fox News is covering it, but Biden is with Harris the first time since he turned it over to her to run. This is the thing. Let me say this real quick here. Where Biden is so screwed up in the head and he's so loony, I think it would be so freaking hilarious, if when he comes out at the DNC that he forgets and then he tells everybody that he's running for president. I think it'd be hilarious. And man, he's dumb. So she. Anyways, just so you know, Kamala Harris, one thing that she had tweeted, I screenshot it. She says, Kamala Harris, it says, as president, I will launch a new initiative to investigate and potentially remove MAGA Republican extremists from this country. She's like a female Hitler. If I don't like your ways and don't like your freedom of speech, I'm going to gather you up. We'll take your jewelry, strip you naked, put you on a train, send you across the area, and then bring you off, put you in a concentration camp where you're dying, you're just falling apart. And then when you think you couldn't get any worse, then I'm going to gas you. That's the Democratic leader that wants to be the leader of the free world? You kidding me? Are you kidding me? My response is this to Kamala. I will always say, and understand this. Remove MAGA. Make America great again. Did you just hear that? She wants to investigate and potentially remove MAGA. Make America great, people. What is so bad about make America great again? What is so bad about that? That you want to remove people, prosecute them, and send them somewhere else. She don't have the balls to come to my house and say she's going to remove me. She would have to have some stupid mafia, not even mafia, because the mafia wouldn't put up with that crap. Some militia or something that she's put together. She'd have to do something crazy. And there's too many people in America that don't give a rat's ass about her. And there's too many people in America that are done seeing people wipe their butt with the American flag. We're done with it, guys. We're done. And this kind of rhetoric that she does, she doesn't deserve to be the president. She doesn't deserve to be the janitor that replaces the toilet paper rolls in the bathrooms at the Pentagon or Walmart or Family Dollar. She's a piece of trash. That's what she is. And it has nothing to do with black or white. Has everything to do with what her big old fat mouth says and opens up and says. That's what it has to do with. Her big old mouth and her stupid ideology. Her stupid ideology. It's crazy. Joe Biden, we cheated. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be hilarious if he got up here and says, we cheated in the last election. Those ballots that we replaced. I told the story the other day, but I'll tell you again. I went to go vote with my parents. We used to do this as like a it was like a tradition, a family tradition. We go to vote. I get there. I look down, and next to right below down where my dad's name is my aunt's name. Now my aunt had passed away, probably maybe a year and a half before that. And I looked down and I saw her ticket was gone. And I said, "Hey, her ticket's gone." She said, "Yeah, she voted earlier." I said, "She's dead." "Well, she voted." I said, "You're full of crap. She's dead. I was over her estate. I paid for her funeral. I can show you the receipts. I can show you. She's dead. She's been dead for a long time." "Well, she voted." No, she did not. And I raised so much hell over that. But yet, no one done nothing because, well, it's just one. It'll get washed up. It's just one. It wasn't one. We know that. Kamala said, "I'm going to make America great again." Yeah. Well, yeah, I saw that too. So see, right there, Kamala did say that. Kamala said, "We're going to make America great again." But yet she says, "I'm going to round up the Make America Great Again group and get them out of here." It just shows you how double-minded she is. The Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. She's unstable. The whole Democratic Party is like a newborn baby deer getting up trying to walk. It's like rubber band legs. And it's been that way for forever. It's been that way for years. Them trying to walk and can't even walk. Their knees buckling. But then turn around and blame it on somebody else. Now, I'm going to play you this here. Because I don't want anybody saying, "Oh, he's just saying that." No, I'm going to play you this. This is Kamala Harris herself saying what she's going to do and what things are. This is not doctored. This is absolutely her. This is a video clip. You can see it here. You see it? I'm going to play this. Here we go.
You know, I'm a career prosecutor. So I've personally prosecuted everything from low-level offenses to homicides. I know what a crime looks like. An undocumented immigrant is not a crime.
An undocumented immigrant is not a crime. I beg to differ with you. When they come in our country illegally, it is a crime. When they come in our country and they're not vetted, because when someone is trying to become a citizen, they go through a background check too, to see if they're on a watch list, to see it. There's all these things, but we are open the borders. We didn't do nothing. They opened the borders and have let all this stuff come in that are undocumented. And then, of course, I don't know if you've seen all the things that's going on in, I believe it's Portland, of what's going on down there, where all these illegals have taken over, these apartment complexes, and people, her fellow black people, are being moved out and put on the street homeless. What are you going to do about that, Kamala? Nothing. Because if she was a leader, she's still in power, guys. She's still in power right now. 3.5 years she's been there and she's done jack crap. Nothing. Kamala isn't legal herself either. She's an anchor baby. Absolutely. Neither was Obama. Neither was Big Mike. We've been lied to. It's funny how they always say, well, Trump's lied about this. Trump lied about. How about let's tell the truth about Michael and Obama? Or Hussein Obama. Let's talk about them. Let's talk about Joan Rivers being murdered because she outed them as the first president that we know of. Because there's a lot of questions over somebody else. I'm going to answer a question for you, okay? A lot of people have said this, and I'm going to ruffle so many feathers right now. But what I'm about to tell you is absolute fact and truth. We see, I'm looking over here at the TV screen, and I'm seeing Joe Biden over there flapping his lips and whatever. You've sensed it, you've thought it, you may even have said it, but some people haven't taken you serious. And I want you to hear me loud and clear. That is not Joe Biden. And I know I just lost some of you. Oh my God, here we go. Oh, it's more than here we go. It's more than here we go. Because I'm looking at the official document in front of me. Birth, 20th November 1942, Scranton, Lackawanna, whatever is a county, Pennsylvania, United States. These are documents that you can't get a hold of. But I did. And when I say that stuff, everybody goes berserk. Oh, here we go. And it's the truth. What you see is not Joe Biden. Joe Biden, and you've known this. Which Joe Biden are we seeing? The one with the brown eyes or the blue eyes? Or the ones with with the black eyes that have no soul? Are we looking at the one that his skin mask doesn't fit all the way? Are we looking at the one that fumbles when he talks, or the one that just pops up and he's like, hey, and he's absolutely personally there? Joe Biden was put to death. And I'm telling you the truth here. And a lot of you go, I'm done. I'm not listening no more. And you know what? My feelings aren't hurt. Because 6 months down the road, you're going to see something. Joe Biden died in 2018 at Guantanamo. He was put to death. Times I've been on Brad, I've said things there. People went crazy. I would not say it unless I had the official document here. And absolutely, it's obvious that Joe Biden that ain't Joe Biden. Anybody that does digital forensics, that's what I was specializing in for a long time. You can take facial recognition, you can all these things. And what's crazy is I'm looking at him now on the big screen up in here, and he has green eyes. Unbelievable. Actually, he has a little bit more hair too. Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. And you don't have to believe me. You don't have to. You can research things for yourself. My job is to shake you, awaken you, and make you think. We all know that Trump got shot. We all know that. And there's people that said, "Did he?" I saw that last night on Brad Barton. Someone asked me a question. That's what I was going to ask or answer, and I didn't get a chance to because the questions are coming in so quick. Did Trump really get shot? How dumb of a question. I have taken the video myself, pulled it up and zoomed it in, changed the everything on it, the screen, the sharpness, everything we do, and slow-moed it down to where it was like every half a second it was moving. And I literally watched as he turned that thing, and it put a hole through his ear. I watched his ear, and what looks huge because it's all zoomed in is not that huge. But then you have people, oh, it's fake. He had a blood capsule. He didn't. I said this a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to say it again to everybody that's listening right now. When Donald Trump was shot, he was shot, and he went down to his knees. I guarantee you, at that moment, there was a spiritual awakening. Something else took place in Trump. And I said that on my show. I said, the next Trump that we see, this is before the RNC. I said, the next Trump that we see, when he comes out, he's going to be subdued. He's going to be kind of quiet. And it's not that he's weak. It's not that he's thinking about turning in. He's pissed off now. Because he knows. Let me say this. There are so many attacks, assassination attempts upon his life that you don't know about and you were never told. You want to know why? Because he's a threat. He's a threat. He's a threat for freedom. He's a threat for our democracy. At least that's what they think. But we all know he got shot. And I'm not sure how you all feel about timelines. And, you know, a lot of people say, oh, we're in a different timeline thing. You know, whatever. I just want to present something to you for you to think about here. Of course, you know, he got shot. And then you'll also know that, you know, the Simpsons have predicted so much stuff, which is absolutely crazy. And some stuff can be debunked, but that was not a double that was shot. That was Donald Trump. We know the Simpsons have predicted things. They also predicted, and I want you to hear me out. They also predicted, and everything that they predicted has been true. Okay? It predicted was true. Donald Trump gets shot. And then you go back to the Simpsons, and the Simpsons had put Donald Trump in a casket, said he had died. Everybody was grieving over him. Okay? Hopefully y'all remember that. What if Trump was supposed to die that day? What if the deep state had planned for him to die, which they did. And what if Trump was supposed to die that day? Maybe that's why it was predicted that he was going to die. And what if Trump escaped these different events that he's had? They didn't take him down with a bullet. Then they tried his plane. And then there's another event before that. There's so many things that just make me question. We also know that the Simpsons predicted that we'd have a female president, which would have happened if Donald Trump would have died. Think about that. It would have happened if Donald Trump would have died. One, our nation would be in grieving, and those that are supporters of Trump, some people are really diehard. I'm diehard, but I'm not going to be silly about it. But what would happen if he did die? We'd be in mourning. People would be like, this election's over. I'm not even freaking voting. There ain't nobody to vote for. Kamala would just boom, walk right in there. Because if Trump had died that day, we wouldn't have anyone to vote for but her. But what if, by the grace of God, he turned and it shot his ear and he went to the ground and he altered the deep state's timeline. He messed up their plan. And they're pissed about it. And he ticked. And when Trump came out, the RNC, and he came out, he was a different man. He came out, he was a different man. He was subdued. He was subdued. But he is a man that's more focused now. Let me tell you something. This is one reason why I was saying something about J.D. Vance. Have you seen J.D. Vance's Secret Service detail? His detail is the same detail that was with Trump the day he got shot. The woman that did not know how to holster her weapon? That goofy person that should be pulled from a detail if she really had went through training. Because if you don't know how to, anybody can look at that video that's in law enforcement, even people that's not, people that know how to handle guns. Look at that video and say, that person don't know how to handle her weapon. She can't even figure out where to holster it. None of that stuff. She can't figure out nothing. And the Secret Service moves. They're trained for different plans. And they're told these plans in their ear which plan they're doing. We're executing XYZ. This one. And they do this. That's their life. That's what they train for. But yet you got this team that can't figure out when to move him. Any of that stuff. Let me tell you what. Another thing that happened when Trump raised his head and was like, fight, fight, fight. That went completely against all training and all rules. They exposed his head one more time. What if there was and I know there was other shooters. I've got proof of it. What if there was another shooter just waiting there that was like, oh, I'm going to take this headshot? Because what they expected to happen, they expected to shock America and to send a message to us, MAGA, patriots, make America great, that we're not going to do anything. They wanted us to witness on live TV our leader, one that we want to win, his head being splattered all over the news live. And you know what they would have done? This is how dirty they are. They would have especially CNN, this was graphic image, so take your children out of the room if you don't want them to see this. And they would still replay it over and over and over. That's how dirty they are. But Trump, I believe God intervened. Whether you believe in God or not, I don't care. God or whatever, he intervened. And Donald Trump turned his head. And when he did, at the right moment, it hit his ear. It grazed him there. It tore it up and went to the ground. And when I saw the picture of Trump with his hands over his face on the floor, at that moment, I believe he had a great awakening. Not as much as being ticked off that someone just tried to take you out, but he realized it's no longer fun and games. It's really about making changes. And I will tell you something. When he wins this thing at the White House, when he wins this election again, and the Democrats are going to try to keep him from going in, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. And when they try to keep him from going in, well, he's disqualified. He's this, he's that. Don't respond. Don't get involved. It's all traps. But once he is sworn in, he's going to kick some serious tail. I have personally sent a letter to Donald Trump asking him, once he's elected, I want to be, because he already talked about putting together some teams that go after some of these dirty cops. And dirty cops that's listening, they're going to come for you. They're going to come for you. They're going to get you. And all the corrupt that's been going on. Wouldn't it be great if he put together this team and said, listen, I'm giving you the authority to go clean house. I don't want to know how you cleaned it. I just want to know it's cleaned. And send them out to go clean house. Our country has come too far with all the battles and wars and everything else. My great-grandfather, all these people have served in the military. They've given their lives for us today to be able to do this program. We need to honor that. We need to honor that. I saw that same Secret Service woman when Kamala got. I did too. Well, I think about the Speaker of the House. I think I like him, but it's one of those things, one of those gut things. It's just like, I don't know. I do know that, everybody was so gung-ho about Pence when Pence was coming in. And I said it straight off. He gives me the creeps. I don't like him. And I had friends going, you're crazy. He's great. I said, I think he's a traitor. And we witnessed that with him. Let's see here. Trump is more absolute than ever. You better believe it. Predicted programming. Absolutely. And you know what? I believe they can give you something. They can say, I believe if everybody can have good vibes about a certain thing, then it'll happen. But if everybody's negative about it, negative energy does not give out any positive. It gives out negative energy, right? When you're positive to your kids and you put positive energy in them, guess what? They do better. They start doing better. They start becoming positive. But if every day you're telling them what a little piece of crap they are and they need to clean the room and they're dirty and they're this and they're that and they're going to have a low self-esteem. We create what we want. And we have to change that. I don't know if you saw, I know time's getting away. I'm trying to rush here. Catastrophic data breach exposes 2.9 billion American Social Security numbers and addresses, the largest hack in history. This was the other day. This was actually several months ago. They just told us about it the other day. But actually, everybody that's listening to me right now, your Social Security was hacked. These hackers know everything about you. Doesn't mean to go panic. Doesn't mean none of that stuff. Because don't matter if you go open up another bank account, you still use your same Social Security card. But breaking news: a catastrophic alert. Breach exposes 2.9 billion American Social Security numbers and addresses. It's the largest hack in U.S. history. It is the largest that we've had. But I tell you what, guys, some of this stuff I want to call BS on. Because it's always these little things. Yeah, China has good hackers. All that stuff. If we do too. We do too. And I think a lot of times, sort of like the JFK moments, we know our government did it. And all this is an agenda. It is an agenda. This is one of the proponents that they're going to use to try to push in the future. Well, we can, if everybody gets the digital ID and everybody gets this, then we no longer have to worry about people getting this stolen and that stolen, that stolen. Yes, you will, because it doesn't matter where you go and you use that ID, it's still going to have to go through internet. So even if it's encrypted. So just so you know, if you get a letter in the mail or whatever from different credit agents or, your credit stuff and saying that it was, it is what it is. Kamala, she's saying that she hadn't been to the border. And like I said the other day, the closest she's been to the border is going to Taco Bell. But she said out of her own mouth, I was never in charge of the border. I had nothing to do with it. And she absolutely did. She absolutely did. And so when she does this, she makes that statement. Trump is smart. He's smart. Trump, at one of his rallies, he brought up the National Border Patrol Council president on stage. And then that guy ripped Kamala Harris. He says, I gave her all the policies she needed, and she refused to implement them. She does not care about you, but Donald Trump does. And that's what she did. Because what they were trying to do is pack this country with a bunch of illegals and then say, oh, well, since even though they're undocumented, they deserve a right to vote. No, they don't. They deserve a one-way ticket back home with a broken leg or two. That way they can't crawl back across the border. It needs to be done. Put me out there, Donald Trump. Put me out there on the border. I guarantee you, they'd be scared crapless to come near me. I don't play those games. I just don't play those games. And I never have. When I've dealt with illegals, I've never have. I told the story the other day, and I'll tell you again. I had one I had to take to a court. And I put him in my car. And his interpreter was there because he was from Honduras or somewhere. And this was his fifth time coming in America. And I just turned around and looked at him. I said, you need to translate this dude. He's like, okay. I said, you can tell him this. If he farts, if he sneezes, if he moves any way sideways towards me in this car, I'm going to blow his head off his shoulders. I said that. And the interpreter looked at me and I said, tell him. And when he told him, that confident look that illegal had, it turned into, holy crap. I've got 3 hours in the car with this dude, and this dude is not playing games. And at the end of the day, guys, it's my life or theirs. And at the end of the day, it's your life and your children's life or theirs. That's how it works in America. That's how it works. There is no equality when it comes to them coming in, trying to steal your home, steal your car, steal your phone, trying to rape you, rape your kids. No, absolutely not. No. It burns me up to see these videos like in New York, people getting attacked and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah. People that are my friends, I said, man, I'd hate to see you there, because I totally would get engaged in that and helping defend somebody. And I think America is almost to that boiling point to where we're sick and tired of people taking it up the rear end just because people say you have to. And it's about to end. My stepdad had to go to the license branch. He said, absolutely. Hey, one dude I dealt with, he's been here 4 times illegally. He's been deported. And he comes here, and guess where he goes? He goes to New York. Goes up New York for a little bit. New York. And then he calls me one day and goes, hey, guess what? And I was like, what? He goes, I got the driver's license. I'm like, how'd you do that? You're not even legal. Oh, I did. There's ways to do it. I said, you're lying. And he texts me a picture of his legitimate driver's license. And he has no social security number. He has none of that stuff. He has an ID. So, and I'm going to leave you with this, because this will let me this will lead me into tomorrow. So, Trump's policy was number one, public safety, homelessness, education, energy, transgender rights. And let me ask you this: those of you that say, "Oh, he's going to strip the rights of the LGBTQ community. He's going to do this. He's going to do that." Would he have done it when he first went in office for 4 years? You think he would have shafted it to you then? He's not going to shaft you now. The only one shafting you is the one that's looking for the black voters and all that stuff, playing the race card. I'm about sick of the race card. I wish someone would burn the race card up, because I am sick about it. I'm sick and tired about it. I'm sick of it. Also, foreign policy, dismantling the deep state. That was his big deal. And the U.S. border. Kamala. Here's her policy. 0. Number 1, economic plan, what Joe said. To be announced on Friday. That's her freaking statement. But yet she's standing before people trying to say that she's running for president and cannot even give you a policy. Those of you that heard last night about people making arrests, go to my social media. It is posted on there. There is a video that is completely legit, and people are talking about. They've been talking about it. They don't understand. I'm telling you, it's real. It's right. Oprah Winfrey was arrested. Doesn't mean that she's sitting in jail. These wealthy people can post bond. There's all these things they can do. But it is, if you look closely, and there is a zoom that I did the zoom on it, and you can see that it is the U.S. Marshals escorting her. Okay. Just because you don't see something going on, you're going to start figuring out why there's such an influx in these police officers, U.S. Marshals, all these things doing what they're doing. Because some of these have to be handlers for these people. They're high risk, which means they can get on a flight and take off. That's what that means. So anyway, so you can go to my social media and watch that one. My last thing I'm leaving you with this, and this is to wake you up, aggravate you, and let you know, wow, tomorrow's going to be good. But the whole world, here we go, the whole world, whether you believe it or not, has been watching a major military occupation and continuity of operations for 7.5 years. Okay? There's a reason. You can find that video on my social media. Go to eiobn.com, scroll down, my Facebook, Twitter, or X and Rumble, but you're going to find it on my TikTok. Go to TikTok or either Facebook. And those of you that are on there, you can go and click like, but go ahead and send me a friend request, because Facebook still won't let us go live until we have a certain amount of people on there. So we need those of you that have come and liked it. That's great. Come back, send a friend request. We'll accept it. But just so you know, the dash between 45 and 47, okay, on President Trump's baseball cap, okay, there's a reason why it's there. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. But all military laws and orders paired with bipartisan federal laws and orders are currently in place. They're currently in place. That's why you're seeing such a crap show. I've got tomorrow. We'll go over it. Oh man, I got a lot of stuff. We'll go over it tomorrow. But actually, there's a video also of that was taken, that shouldn't have been taken, but was taken, of actually military people. We're talking soldiers that have sworn an alliance to the United States government and the Constitution, and have that have went the opposite direction, and they were arrested. Like 5 or 6 of them. With that being said, tomorrow, 1 o'clock, it's Friday tomorrow, and then also 1 o'clock tomorrow, we'll be back on live. We're on every day, Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 or 1 to whenever. We're way over 2 now. And also on Friday nights. Friday nights is more of a it's just a free-for-all on that. And we go through a lot of stuff. Friday nights at 8:30, same thing, eiobn.com network or Facebook, Rumble. Well, YouTube, Rumble right now. And plus you can listen online. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you so much for just giving me some of your time and just listening to me ramble, going to some things. I hope you found insight. I hope you found encouragement. And on behalf of the AIOBN network and me, myself, DC, guys, stay safe. Say a prayer for our country. Say a prayer for me. And help us and support us. Y'all have a great day.